The Stifel Financial Sports Studio. Here is Tom Ackerman.
Indeed, we have a big show today. A little bit of a surprise over the weekend in that John Mozeliak has taken a job for the time being. He is the general manager of the Angels, taking it on an interim basis after Perry Managian was fired. We're going to hear from Mo live in 9 minutes on Sports on a Sunday morning. His old show, he's going to give us a return visit. We'll see how everything went yesterday. We also have at 10:30 Kevin Kalish, the men's soccer coach at St. Louis University. We'll talk some World Cup with us. It's for real now, Drew. It's for real now. I mean, not that it wasn't before, but this is the real deal here. Round of 32 starts today, actually, for the World Cup. The United States will play Bosnia and Herzegovina on July 1st. At 10:45, Tim Taylor, who is the Director of Player Development for the St. Louis Blues. They had a very busy weekend. There have been some mixed reviews, I would say, about what they were able to do, but keep in mind they have a young core already in place. So they tried to surround Robert Thomas with some veteran help, young veterans, I would say, except for the defenseman, Carlo's a big boy. And they also acquired some young prospects with their draft picks. They did a little wheeling and dealing. We'll talk to Tim Taylor about what they were able to get coming up at 10:45. At 11:15, Matt Sebek, St. Louis City SC, back to some World Cup discussion, and they're doing some big parties over at Energizer Park to celebrate soccer, and I don't know that it gets any bigger in St. Louis than the United States playing Bosnia. Oh, my goodness. The Bosnian fans here in St. Louis, well over 60,000 of them, are going to be partying. The Americans are going to be partying, and someone's going to come away with a win, and someone's going to be knocked out. And then at 11:30, it's Chaim Bloom, as I mentioned, the Cardinals president of baseball operations. 11:45, Bernie Miklasz, as only he can, to wrap up everything that we heard today and give some of his opinions. It's all here on Sports on a Sunday morning. Let's do this. Let's start things off with what happened in the game yesterday and get a recap from our broadcasters.
The Redbird Recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
Last night at Busch Stadium, the Cardinals were out hit 13-7, and Miami won a 5-1 decision, taking the first two games in the series, 4-0 on Friday night, and then a 4-run victory last night. Former Cardinal John King got the win in relief. He worked an inning and a third out of the bullpen, striking out one. King's record is 6-1 for Miami. Andre Palante, who had a personal 5-game winning streak snapped, gave up 11 hits and 5 earned runs over 6 2/3, seeing his record drop to 9-5. The Cardinals today will go with Kyle Leahy, trying to get back into the win column. As on the homestand, the Cardinals have won one game, 3-2 on Monday night behind Palante over Arizona, losing 2 to Arizona and then 2 to Miami. The score last night, 5-1. The Cardinals and Miami today, 1:15, and we're on the air at 12:20. I'm John Rooney.
All right, John, thanks very much. And Kyle Leahy's been really good. I mean, he just came off a great start, 6 1/3 scoreless for him. He has, I think, an assortment of pitches like Palante that he can throw for strikes, and that's why I say over and over that I think that he is a starting pitcher. I mean, he has the makings of a starting pitcher. He has a winning record. He's 5-4 with a 4.24 ERA, but those are baseball card stats. I think if you look a little closer, you can see some of the issues that he's run into. But, I mean, no runs are no runs. On June 23rd against the Diamondbacks, 6 1/3 scoreless, just 3 hits allowed is a heck of an outing for Kyle Leahy. But as we all know, and let me just say this about Matthew Liberatore, I'm going to ask Chaim Bloom about all of that. I really think that he's not going to go to the bullpen unless they are done with him being a starter. Liberatore, if you're going to make any case, you could say he needs to go to Memphis to work on being a starter. And then he comes back into the rotation. Unless they are abandoning ship here and they think he can never be a starter, then they put him into the bullpen, which he would be effective in the bullpen, in my opinion. But I'm just telling you, just reading what the Cardinals would do here, that's what it is. But look, we could talk pitching all day long. This is about the offense completely disappearing. And things happen. I mean, they go through lulls in this sport. But I'm not setting off the alarm bells just yet, but this team is not showing signs of being a contender the way that they're swinging the bat. And if it continues to trend this way, I think there are some concerns that maybe the long season gets to them, or maybe it's not them. Maybe it's other teams just figuring them out. These are the best pitching coaches in the world. I mean, they're going to figure out where you are susceptible. Let's hear from manager Ollie Marmol. Here he is with reporters.
Yeah, these guys, we know they spin it more than the rest of the league. It's known. It's just a matter of can you combat it and come up with a big hit when necessary, which we weren't able to do today.
You think from Palante being able to at least sort of fight through the stabilizing and give you all some length?
Yeah, I thought he did a nice job. This game was no different than a lot of the games he's thrown. They executed well in situations. Stowers with a couple ribbies there early. But overall, I thought he attacked. I thought he mixed well. And ability to kind of go deeper into that game was important as well. So,
when you know you're going to be in one of these where it is going to be so much spin, it is going to be so much offbeat approach-wise, what needs to be different for you all going in versus like now?
You know what they do, and then you adjust. It's no different than any other series, to be quite honest with you. It's just you look at the games were successful. We come up with that key hit, that big hit, and kind of keep it rolling. We haven't been able to do that recently, and that's a big part of how we've gotten to this point. So, yeah.
Ollie Marmol, his team loses 5-1. They're going to try to avert the sweep today as they take on the Marlins at 1:15. Marmol's former boss, John Mozeliak, will join us live in 3 minutes. Sports on a Sunday morning from the Stiefel Sports Studio, and we'll be right back.
Is your home showing symptoms of foundation issues? Your home's wet basement, dingy crawl space, musty smells, cracked walls, or unlevel concrete shouldn't be ignored. Helitech can help. Life happens in your home. You and your family deserve the best. Helitech offers proven solutions in waterproofing, drainage, concrete leveling, and foundation repair services. Contact us for a free inspection at helitechonline.com.
When the water's high, we'll keep your basement dry. Heal your home with Helitech.
Hey, it's Matt and Leslie Holiday. When we got to St. Louis, it wasn't long before we started searching for a way to give back.
We visited Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, and we knew this is where we belonged.
Homers for Health has been going strong for 15 years and has made such an unbelievable impact on the hospital. I've won a World Series, but I consider the work we have done at Cardinal Glennon to be the greatest achievement.
Yes, your support truly makes a difference. Make your pledge for patients today at homersforhealth.org to benefit the devoted fund.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Here's a World Soccer Championship Team Spotlight, brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
Argentina arrives as defending champions, anchored by its aging but peerless creative forward, the greatest of his generation. Behind him, a disciplined midfield and explosive wide attackers make them a threat from every angle.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, this is Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes, and this is it. Make no mistake, this is your last chance to live in Summerlin and O'Fallon and save big on the 2 remaining market homes. Not only do you save over $50,000 off the price of the home, but you can also take advantage of special 4.75% financing for those that qualify. Visit McKelveyHomes.com. Isn't it Time to move up to McKelvey.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
Bringing a data center online takes more than equipment. It takes precision. Graybar helps customers predict, stage, schedule, deliver, and verify every step of the build with critical products that are available now. From networking and wireless to critical power and testing tools, our teams help you reduce downtime risk and keep projects on track. Speed, scale, ready now. Yep, Graybar does that.
Now, back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning on 104.1 KMOX. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Well, look who's back with us on Sports on a Sunday morning. He was on this show for many years, and he returns as an interim general manager of the Los Angeles Angels. John Mozeliak is with us on KMOX. How are you, Mo?
Well, I'm doing well. Nice to hear your voice. Nice to reconnect. It's a lot of things have been moving quick for me recently. You know, certainly when I stepped away from the St. Louis Cardinals, I didn't really envision myself moving into this type of role that would be this demanding, but the opportunity presented itself, and from a timing standpoint, I think it's very unique. I think back to when I decided to step down from the Cardinals. As you know, we announced it prior to almost a year before it happened, and I think from a succession planning standpoint, it was a pretty good model to follow. So it allowed Chaim to get a really good sense of the organization. I think it put him at really solid footing moving forward. And in a lot of ways, that's what we're going to try to replicate out here.
Yeah. How did it go yesterday? I mean, you're back in the press conferences and the cameras and the questions. Did you step right back into it with no issues?
It felt like it was like riding a bike, like it felt pretty normal to me. Obviously, the pace of my life prior to yesterday was a lot different. I was kind of enjoying a little bit of Mo time, but I also feel refreshed and energized. And so I'm really looking forward to this opportunity. And the people I'm working with so far that I've gotten to meet and speak with have been great. It reminds me a lot of St. Louis in the sense of, they're truly passionate about what they do. And, my responsibility is to find a way to make this work. And that's what we're going to do.
I have to admit, when I saw your picture there with the Angels logo behind you, the first thing I thought of for whatever reason was I had a flashback to the end of the 11 season when Albert signed there. And I thought, man, isn't it something how sports and how life work that Mo's back up there? I mean, that's really something to me.
Yeah, I suppose there's parallels there, but the difference is I guess we were both free agents, and here we are.
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
that is funny.
I know. You think about that. So, and then how did that initially come about? I mean, you just described a little bit about why you wanted to go. So they reached out to you. Obviously, you're a name that carries a lot of credibility, and you've talked already about your relationship with Molly. It seems to be Molly Jolly. It seems to be a good fit so far.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And, a lot of this happened quickly. We've been in discussions for a few weeks, and the scope of the job kept evolving. But in the end, I just think it's a really unique opportunity, and just looking forward to the challenge. Obviously there's a lot of history here. A lot of great players have come through here. They've had a lot of success going back 20 years ago, but they're just not on the right path at the moment. And hopefully myself and others can get them back to where they need to be.
You still have a lot of people to talk to. I think a lot was made of your comment that you had not visited with Artie Moreno just yet, who is, as people would know, the owner of the team. So there's still a lot that you have to do. No,
for sure. But I really think it's a a compliment to him allowing Molly to go out and address the needs. I think there's a lot made of owners and how they interact with teams, and from this standpoint, I think Mr. Moreno understands that things have to be different, and he's embracing that, and I think that's exciting.
So what is your order of business here? And so that our listeners are clear, manager is not one of those. It looks like you went right to Kurt Suzuki and the staff and said you're good for the rest of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. You really have to think about like my role as more of the 100,000-foot view at the moment in terms of like getting into the weeds and understanding what's happening at the scouting level, player development level. And so from really just an order of operations, if you want to think about it that way, it's the draft's coming in 2 weeks. So obviously a lot of energy is going to be spent there. Flip the script after that, we'll go right into the trading deadline and determine what that strategy is going to look like between now and then. And then after that, we get into early August, and that'll become when we go after or begin our GM search. And then from there, it's then about, sort of reassessing where we are as just an organization from, coaching standpoint. When I say that, like at the minor league level to looking at like making sure we have the right people in the right places. And that should take us through the end of the season. And I hope that with the GM in place, then we can really set up for a really productive offseason.
You did not rule out that you would be the GM, but I have to say, knowing you and what you said was real, that you enjoyed kind of stepping away from that. That is an all-encompassing position.
It is. It's enormously demanding. It's not to say that I don't think I could handle it, but it's just not something I'm really looking for. Being a part of an organization and helping them grow, I think is something that definitely interests me. But, where this leads to, I guess nobody knows at the moment. But right now I'm focused on really the job at hand and then sort of worry about what's next.
And probably a smart move on their part because of your connections. You definitely know enough people, whether it's here or throughout baseball, where you could make that hire, knowing not just here, but all throughout the league. I mean, you have people that you would be able to recommend. So I know you'll be able to sort through those lists.
I assume that's what they're leveraging. Obviously, I have a lot of experience, but my contacts in the game are extensive, and yeah, you hope you find that right person to take the next step. I do think this is again like a very unique way of doing something. The traditional way is just you fire your leadership, and then you bring in someone new, and then they're left with scrambling to try to figure out what's next. And in all honesty, they tend to bring in their own people, and they tend to do it quickly, whereas this, I think, gives you a much cleaner, deeper dive and really understanding where those weaknesses is. And so from just a pure timing standpoint or time standpoint, I think like what we did with Chaim was very smart, and I think what they're going to do out here is going to be very smart.
Yeah, you opened by saying that is something that you just went through. So when you take a look back, how closely did you follow what the Cardinals did and what they have been doing with Chaim running it?
Well, I obviously kept one eye on the Cardinals because, that was my home, or is my home, a team I'm very close to. But what I really mean is like prior to, and in other words, how much he was able to accomplish before he was ever named GM. And that's really what I hope we can do here. And so as you think about our GPS, get us directionally where we need to go. And then when we do name that general manager, he doesn't have to waste time doing that.
The Cardinals just had their own succession plan press conference, if you will, with Bill DeWitt Jr. He'll still stay as chairman, but that Bill DeWitt III takes over as CEO, and Anouk Karunaratne, president of business operations. Your thoughts on that as they continue to move forward here with this organization?
Well, obviously no surprise to me. I knew this was in the works. Didn't know the exact day, so when it happened, I was happy for all of them involved. I don't think at the moment it's a massive change. But obviously I'm not there, so I don't know 100% what's happening, but obviously happy that they got to where they wanted it to be. And I wish all three of them success.
Last thing, and it's great to hear your voice as well. It's always been a pleasure to talk ball with you, but I know that you also have a great zest for life, shall we say, and you're learning a lot about that. So I do wonder if you weren't the GM of the Angels, which looks like you'll hand that off, do you want to stay in baseball? Do you see yourself, are you going to leave it wide open to who you could help? Could it go all the way to the, say, commissioner's office, where we've seen a lot of executives work in that direction?
All questions that I have no idea how to answer. I think right now my focus is helping the Angels out. Where this ends up stopping is to be determined, but what's next after this, who knows? Right now I know it's going to be a 6-month sprint, and I'm looking forward to the run.
Well, I know a lot of people around here were interested to hear you, and we're curious to see how that all went down, and we appreciate the time you've spent with us this morning and that you always have here on KMOX. Thank you for it.
Thanks, Tommy, and you have a great day.
You too. John Mozeliak with us on KMOX, the interim general manager of the Angels. We'll take a break. We'll come back with Kevin Kalish, head coach, St. Louis University men's soccer. We're going to have Tim Taylor with the St. Louis Blues with us at 10:45, a big hour in the 11 o'clock hour featuring Chaim Bloom as well. It's sports on a Sunday morning from the Stiefel Sports Studio.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com. Here's a World Soccer Championship preview.
Brought to you by Lowe's. Members get more at Lowe's. And by the first ever Infiniti QX65. The round of 32 is set to kick off in Southern California with two teams who have never made it past the group stage. It'll be an historic appearance for South Africa and tournament co-host Canada, who both finished runners-up in their groups. But now it's lose and go home, while the winner will face either the Netherlands or Morocco in the round of 16 on July 4th in Houston. I'm Fernando Carlos.
KMOX Weekend at your service, sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
Renewal by Andersen is the #1 window and door brand for customer service. Schedule your free inspection today. Call 877-WINDOWS. That's 877-WINDOWS. Or head to rbastl.com.
For 250 years, America has been more than a place. It's been a promise, a story of courage, hope, and dreams. And through it all, local TV and radio broadcasters have been there, telling the story of America, bringing truth to light. Broadcasters tell the story of who we are and who we aspire to be. We are America's storytellers. We are broadcasters. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
There's nothing like hearing your friends and family clearly. A grandchild's laugh, conversation with a friend, or the punchline to a joke. Charlie Brennan here with Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center. Dr. Bosler and her team understand that hearing is personal. That's why you'll always work with certified audiologists like Adam Voss, Bailey Campbell, and Dr. Colleen Bosler.
That's right, Charlie. We offer hearing aids from all major manufacturers, so our recommendations are based on what fits you best. With us, we follow best practice fitting methods to ensure your hearing aids are programmed precisely for your unique hearing needs. But our care doesn't end when you walk out the door. As we know, hearing aids require continued support, adjustments, and maintenance, and we offer these services at no extra cost to you. Because better hearing isn't just about devices, it's about reconnecting to the moments that matter most. Call us today at 636-441-7470 or visit us online at theaudiologycenterstl.com.
Are moles tearing up your yard? Don't let these lawn invaders turn your beautiful property into a mess. Rottler Pest Solutions offers professional mole control services to protect your lawn from damage. Visit Rottler.com today to schedule your free inspection.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Now, back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning on 104.1 KMOX. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
It was great to visit with John Mozeliak. I don't know about you, but I enjoyed that. Good to hear him again, and I wish him the best, except against the Cardinals, of course. Not that he's going to be worrying about that, because he's worrying about building his team at this point. The World Cup is underway. It's the round of 32, and we have already seen the beginnings, the group stages, but now it gets real. South Africa against Canada today to start things off. Then tomorrow, Brazil and Japan, Germany and Paraguay, Netherlands and Morocco. I'm going to give you my Circus Sports parlay of the day, and it involves the Netherlands. I'm telling you, I think there's something special there. Let's get Kevin Kalish's thoughts. He is the head soccer coach at St. Louis University, and it is always a pleasure to have him on the air. How are you, Coach?
Good. Thanks for having me, Tom. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll talk some World Cup in just a moment, but I want to give you some credit for all that you did. I know we've had you on since then, but all that you did to take this team almost all the way last year. And the exciting part is that you have a lot of people back, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much 75-80% of our team is back. And, again, we got a lot of young talent inside the team. It was a great run last year, and we're hoping to take the next step next year. What
did you like most about the way your team handled the success, and what are you seeing of them right now as they prepare for this upcoming season?
Yeah, we just got a lot of guys with fantastic character in our locker room. Just, they're very, very motivated individually and collectively, very selfless group. I think the one thing we reflect a lot on the season. The one thing that kind of sticks out most is how, they didn't change throughout that run. They was pretty much just focusing on the next game, and that's what I think made them special a bit. The moment wasn't too big for them, and they continue to ride the momentum. All-American honors for Jeremy Abinell. I mean, well-deserved, but what an incredible honor to be among the best of the best. Yeah, we've had some pretty special goalkeepers come through St. Louis University, obviously with Patrick Schulte, and Jeremy's season was, my 25 years of coaching was the best individual season that I've been able to witness. So, yeah, he was unbelievable teammate, great leader, and just some of the saves he was able to make was still eye-opening. Yeah, it's just amazing to see everything, and I know that some games have already been announced. Some scheduling is coming together, and it's an upcoming season. What do you most look forward to when you get everybody back together and see everyone's excitement about this team? What defines St. Louis University men's soccer to you? Yeah, honestly, it's all the moments you spend in the locker room and on buses and in airports, right? It's that collective journey that we all experience together to try to do something unique and special. And like I said, this is a very selfless group. It's a great group of guys you want to spend time with, and I'm excited to kind of integrate the new guys into the team. I think we've added some really good pieces for some of the guys that we replaced from last year, and yeah, every team has its own identity, but I'm really excited and really I know the group's very motivated to get the season started.
I'm excited for you. It's Kevin Kalish, head coach at SLU. How about this United States men's national team? I don't know about you, but I'm not sure I've seen a U.S. team this good in the World Cup, and not in my lifetime. I mean, they're special.
Yeah, it's been an unbelievable run so far. Obviously, the first two games and first two performances was the best I've seen as well in terms of just overall 90 minutes of complete domination, and really every position on the field was playing at an extremely high level. So. Obviously the knockout stages poses a little bit of a different challenge, but I think this group is up and ready for it.
What is the best thing about them? What jumps out to me is their athleticism. What jumps out to you?
It's the collective spirit, I think, of the group. I think they just seem to be really well balanced and kind of complement each other well. Like you said, I think they got a great amount of athleticism. I think they got a great amount of skill and grit. I think Coach Pochettino really brought that grit back into this team that I think maybe was missing in the previous World Cup. And look, these guys are they've been really kind of, I would say, over the last 8 years kind of prepping for this moment. They're all in their primes now. They've been playing together for a long period of time. I think they're ready to seize the moment.
Tim Ream, I mean, how do you describe what he has been able to do as a captain, as someone who has had an incredible career? It's amazing to think that he's 38 years old. I mean, that running with these kids.
Yeah, he just had a birthday. Yeah, it's amazing. And look, he looks fantastic. Even in the games, he doesn't look like he's in his upper 30s. Just a testament to what he's been able to do over time, the rigor and discipline that he uses in off the field to make sure that his body stays healthy and stays young, so to speak. Unbelievable leader, and as I said earlier, I think he's playing his best soccer at the moment.
He is the captain, and it is going to be exciting to see them play on July 1st against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Kevin Kalish is with us from SLU. The U.S. knew that they were playing Bosnia pretty much before they took the pitch against Turkey. Not to say, that the Turkey game was a letdown or anything. I feel like they did what they had to do. Get out there, stay healthy.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I was 100% aligned with the coaching staff decision to play, basically 9 reserves and guys that kind of maybe didn't get a start in the first 2 games. Get Christian a little bit of time just to get sharper. It's kind of similar to, an NFL team who's clinched playoffs and they have one regular season game left. They usually don't throw their quarterback out there unless they need to. So I think it was a smart play. Now they're all fresh, ready to go for the knockout stages, and hopefully, again, keep building on that momentum.
Every time Pulisic touches the ball, you can just hear the crowd rev up, just waiting for something special to happen. It's amazing, isn't it, watching him play?
Yeah, he has. He's probably, Landon Donovan was one, but I think, if you look back, there's not many U.S. players that can really unlock games and create moments out of nothing. And, I actually had a chance to watch the documentary on Netflix about him, and he's had an unbelievable career, continues to play at the highest levels of the game. Yeah, he's definitely one of the best players in the world. And so he's playing, again, I think he's playing at the highest levels, that in his career. And I think, he's going to make some big plays for us here in the next 2 weeks.
Kevin, how good are the Bosnians, the team that they will face on July 1st?
Yeah, they're very good. Very stingy. If you look, again, they play our neighbors in Canada, I think the first game of the World Cup, and it was a very, very tight game. They play with a ton of passion, a lot of collective spirit. I think they'll be in a low block, so I think they'll be tough to break down. So it's just going to be about us really trying to make plays in key moments and stop them in transition. But I feel like, if we do our job, I think we're in a good position. But, they're definitely going to make it very difficult.
I would say that we're all pulling for the U.S. here. But when I asked both Dale Schilly and Bill McDermott who they think will win the World Cup, they both said France. Where do you sit on a favorite to win?
I think you mentioned it earlier. I'm pulling for the dark horse. I think that actually I'm pulling for the USA, but my pick would be with the Dutch. I think they just kind of been quietly going about their business. They haven't lost in over a year and a half. I feel like they have a really good balance within that team as well. Very good center backs, and I think they have guys up top that can create and score goals. They have to get through, obviously, beat France out of their quadrant, but I think it'll be a tight game, but I think I'm going to be pulling for the Dutch.
I am too. I don't know. There's just something about them, the way that they play, that I'm attracted to. And if they do get through that, look out. I mean, they could take this. And they have a great fan base. Not that that always matters, but in this case, they have a great backing. The United States obviously does as well. I think my final thing for you is what this does for American soccer. I mean, you want to pull for the U.S. as far as you can to help American soccer. But even to this point, I think that our country has gained a lot of soccer fans. Is Kevin still there? Nope. We might have lost Kevin Kalish. Well, we'll end on that, but I think the point is true. We have gained a lot of fans in the United States. Let's take a break, Drew, and when we come back, we'll talk to Tim Taylor of the St. Louis Blues. Thanks to Kevin Kalish for joining us from St. Louis University Men's Soccer. Let me give you that parlay of the day, sponsored by Circa Sports, sports betting the way it should be. I'm going to check on the odds right now on the Netherlands, because I really... I was telling you about him when it was plus 1,600, plus 1,400 was the last I looked. Let me see what it is now. It is plus 1,475, so it's moving around a lot. I still think that's great value. Now, the favorite is France at plus 340. Argentina is now plus 370, right with them. Spain has dropped to plus 740. England at plus 800. I'm not sure I'd go there. So if you're looking for something safer, France or Argentina, but I'm telling you, the Netherlands plus 1475 is something to keep an eye on. I think they're really, really good. That's Parlay of the Day, sponsored by Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circa Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. For everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app, then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circa Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
An important message from S&L Coins. S&L Coins pays top dollar for your gold and silver coins, old currency, gold-filled jewelry, scrap gold and silver, silver plating, gold and silver bullion. Get a quote with a call to S&L at 544-3600. S&L Coins, 544-3600. Or visit S&L Coins at 9300 Gravois, just east of McKenzie. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 Saturday. Before you sell, call S&L 544-3600.
Get ready for a night back with legendary hits and non-stop energy. Brian Adams is bringing the Roll with a Bunches tour to Enterprise Center Friday, July 24th.
Hello, this is Brian Adams.
Say along to the classics as Brian Adams delivers an unforgettable night of rock anthems. Plus, special guests Pat Benatar and Neil Girardo. Brian Adams, July 24th. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. You can too. YourEyeDoc.com.
Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. Cantor is local, and we're here doing the work every day. We're right here in St. Louis, and we're ready to fight for you. CantorInjuryLaw.com or call 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum-sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
No paint, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores.
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Food truck owners, today business will be booming. People will love your new menu and not make special orders. You will not roll your eyes when someone calls it a quesadilla. You will also switch to Progressive to get 30 customizable coverage options and restore your inner peace. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM KMOX. Now, back to the Great Bar Sports on a Sunday morning on 104.1 KMOX. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
We get to spend the next 10 minutes with Tim Taylor, the Director of Player Development for the St. Louis Blues. In case you haven't heard or living under a rock, they had some weekend with a number of picks and a lot of intrigue, and the NHL draft is complete. Tim joins us now to break it all down for us. How are you, Tim?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
Doing great. Oh, well, what a weekend. I mean, is there a sense of relief that this is now come to an end and you can start getting some work done?
Well, it's been a long month and a half process here with our amateur scouts meetings and obviously our pro staff meeting and going over the structure and how we want to build a team and staying within our game plan of what we had laid out a couple years ago. So it was a fantastic weekend. Not only did we add youth to it with prospects coming in with draft picks, we added youth to our hockey team with proven NHL players and established players. So we're really looking forward to our future here in St. Louis.
I do feel like, and I heard Doug Armstrong sort of mention this, that it's a bit of a tip of the cap to Robert Thomas. I mean, you have one of the game's best stars, and so you're surrounding him with not only young talent, but some talent that can help take the Blues to the next level.
Absolutely. Robert's proven that he's one of the best centers in the game, and obviously we wanted to help him, and he's a very motivated player, and he's taken a huge leadership role here with this team, and he's led us for the last 3 or 4 years. So we're excited to have some players added to the group for him and the rest of the team. And, you know, it's you have a game plan, and you try and stick to it, and you just hope all the pieces fall in place. And Doug Armstrong and our whole staff did an unbelievable job this weekend in adding to that.
I wanted to ask you about 2 forwards, one that you acquired before the draft in the Kyrou trade, Connor McMichael, and then one during the draft in Mason McTavish. They're both in their 20s. How do they differ? How are they the same?
Well, obviously, McMichael is a fast player. He can really push the game. He's got a lot of pace, which really helps with our team's speed. He's proven he scores goals at this level, and he plays left wing or right wing. And then actually Mason McTavish is a thicker body. He plays hard. He's a competitive player. He's won championships at the junior level with Team Canada, his junior team. So we're really excited about his future. And again, when you're trying to lock up players, you want to put them in the age group that they're going to be with us a long time, and that's what we're hoping with these 2 players.
I saw some highlights of McTavish. Boy, he's got some hands. I mean, he really can put the puck in the net. And then Brandon Carlo, who actually did that against the Blues in the Stanley Cup final. I don't know if people remember that, but in Game 4, he had a shorthanded goal against the Blues. Ultimately lost with the Bruins. Monty knows him. You all know him. Brandon Carlo's been around the league a long time.
Yeah, and again, we're really trying to help our decor too, so it adds size to the back end. He's a proven player at this level. Obviously, we played against him in the Stanley Cup Final 2019. He's got a long reach. He's got length to his game. He makes subtle plays, defensive-minded, but someone we just want to add to our core to really boost the size in our back end. And we really feel like Brandon. I watched Brandon a lot with Toronto last year, being from around that area, and watched their team played a lot. So I'm really excited to get him and add him to the group as well.
And then you have these young forwards that you both acquired and drafted. So because I feel like Milton Gastrin is almost like adding, even though he was picked in the second round last year, is like adding another young pick to go along with Lawrence and Dagenet. It looks like you have some firepower there.
Yeah, you know what? The one thing that our amateur scouts, I think it was 2 years ago when he was drafted, the biggest edge he had was he was very, very competitive and a team leader. So when his name got brought to the table in that trade, we were really excited because, again, we added guys that are on our NHL team. We added prospects through the draft, and then we added another prospect through this trade that adds to our group. So, again, you always have to have players filtering up and pushing the envelope to push our players at the NHL level. And this guy has got very competitive, and we're really excited about having him.
And then the forward that Blues fans haven't seen in person yet, I don't think, unless they've been able to seek him out somewhere, is the goal-scoring machine that is Justin Carbonneau. Now, how does that translate to the NHL? Well, we'll see, but he is coming to the development camp, right, Tim?
Yes, he is. And actually, we had the luxury with Ryan Miller and myself running Springfield at the end of the year, him coming in just after they lost in their conference final in junior, and the next day he flew in and was put right in our lineup in a Game 7 situation against Providence, against the number one team, and he handled it extremely well. So this kid can score goals. He's big. He plays heavy. He's in tight, and he pushes guys off puck. So we're really excited about his future. Obviously, it's a big step from junior to the NHL level. He will turn pro this year. Now, his body and his play will dictate if he's with the big team or with our Springfield team. But either way, he will turn pro, and we're really excited about his future with us.
What's he like as a person, as a teammate?
Oh, he's you know what? That's one thing we did. We sat him out as we had healthy bodies come back in the last series, and he sat up top with Chris Thorborn and watched the game and was excited when we scored and when we won the game. He was thoroughly excited, even though he had just come on our team. You know, a week prior to that, he was really enjoying the process and excited for our players and he was excited about the possibility of playing the next series. So he's got a great attitude. He's a winner, and again, he's very competitive too. And that's the one thing that we tried to do with our draft picks is really identify a compete within the player. And we feel that, again, that's used to be the identity of the Blues, and we want to get to establish that identity once again.
People are excited about these young forwards, I think. Everyone's trying to figure out who's going to be on what line. Everyone's penciling in their own ideas because you're talking Dvorsky, obviously Stenberg. We've seen a lot of Snuggerud already. There's a lot going on here, Tim.
There is. And again, it's a credit to Doug and the staff and having a game plan and sticking to it and not deviating from it. You know, when your team 2 years ago, when our team took a step in the second half and got in the playoffs, we still had a game plan. We weren't going to sacrifice pieces just because we had a little bit of success there. This is for the future and the long haul. So, again, Doug is very experienced, and he laid out a game plan. Our staff stuck to it, and now we're really going to see the fruits of our labor come in the next year or two here.
You picked one goalie in the draft, Vladimir Proskorin, I believe is how you pronounce his last name, the Russian. That was in the 4th round. How is he, and how is the health of the organization right now at goalie?
Obviously, you know, with Jordan Bennington and Joel Halfer, you really don't have to worry too much about that. We're the best tandem in the league. But, again, the depth of our goaltending, we had Romanov play last year in Springfield, was fantastic during the playoffs. Without him, we wouldn't have got as far as we did. So he's a guy that's really come into his own. We have Cranley there as well, and obviously we have Luve Herenston that Team Sweden. He's here. I just saw him downstairs in the hallway here. That played for World Junior last year, Team Sweden, and was MVP of his team and his club team this year. So, and then added a goalie yesterday. So we're excited. Again, it's adding pieces and to the depth of the organization at every position. So a goalie is one that we identified a year or two ago that we needed. In the last 2 years, we drafted some pretty good goalies. So again, and not to overstate this, but we're excited about all our young players and the future of our team because now, again, I'm not putting pressure on our guys, but I really truly believe with the players we added, we're a very competitive team, and we'll be fighting for the playoffs, and with the future of the young players coming up, I'm really excited about that.
And there's one more big day coming, and that is Tuesday, which you'll officially introduce Alex Steen as your general manager. Doug Armstrong's had a long, successful career. He'll still be around, but officially the reins will be handed over to Steener. What is your relationship like with him?
Oh, it's been fantastic. Steener came on in player development, helped me out with our staff, and then now has brought me on as assistant GM. So I'm really excited to work with Steener over the last year and a half as he's gone through the learning process and being around the team and learning from the best with Doug Armstrong. Again, we get the wealth of that too, is learning as we go along and being around. So I think Alex Steen is a great person, and he knows the game. Obviously, he's a blue, true and blue. So I'm really excited about Alex's future here and what he's going to do for this team. And obviously, we'll still follow the footsteps of what Doug guides us through, because you can never stop learning from a guy like Doug. And again, what Doug has done for this organization is remarkable. First Stanley Cup and those years of 100 to 110 points every single year. Top 10 team since he's been here. So again, I feel that Alex is Doug has paved the way and helped Alex out, but Alex is a perfect person for the job, and he'll do a great job here.
Tim Taylor is the director of player development. The prospect development camp is underway with 19 prospects in that camp. It is exciting to see everything that's happening behind closed doors being brought into light with all of this organizational building, Tim, and thank you very much for joining us today to talk about it.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your weekend.
You too. A pleasure. We'll take a break. We'll come back after the news. Much more sports on a Sunday morning after this.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Here's a World Soccer Championship Team Spotlight, brought to you by the first ever Infiniti QX65 and by Lowe's. Members get more at Lowe's.
Argentina arrives as defending champions, anchored by its aging but peerless creative forward, the greatest of his generation. Behind him, a disciplined midfield and explosive wide attackers make them a threat from every angle.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
While the world watches the stars at the FIFA World Cup this summer, Hyundai has its eyes on the next generation of talent. The future stars who are already turning heads at age 14. Because next doesn't wait for an invitation. And neither do we. Hyundai has always moved the future within reach. We did it when we made advanced safety standard on every vehicle and engineered EVs with ultra-fast charging capability. Because the future isn't some far-off concept. It's already here. Next starts now. Hyundai, an official partner of FIFA.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood, the voice of St. Louis.
Flash flood emergency for 3 counties, Metcalfe, Cumberland, and Clinton, where parts of the area have seen up to 8 inches of rain. ABC meteorologist Samara Theodore has more.
The situation in Kentucky is going to get dire as we head through the day because there's another threat for flooding, more of a threat, should I say. Grounds are already saturated, so we could see flooding happen very quickly.
In the west, it's hot, dry conditions fueling wildfires in Utah, where authorities say 3 firefighters were killed and 2 were hurt battling blazes on the border between Utah and Colorado. President Trump continues to remake the nation's capital. He spent the morning at the East Potomac Links, a popular golf course that he wants to convert into a championship-level course. President's ceasefire with Iran appears to be fraying after both the U.S. and Iran exchanged fire overnight. This is ABC News. There's going to be a new addition to the list of required reading for public school students in Texas. It's the Bible, says ABC's Alex Perche.
But the Texas Republican-controlled Board of Education approved a mandated reading list for its more than 5 million public school students that includes passages from the Bible. In elementary school, students will begin with a picture book series. In middle school, they will learn about the Sermon on the Mount and teachings about the kingdom of heaven. And in high school, students will read Bible passages alongside classical authors like Charles Dickens and Jane Austen. Now, while this is likely to face challenges, those changes would go into effect in 2030.
Utz is issuing a voluntary recall of its Dirty and Zapp's brand potato chips because the FDA says they may be contaminated with salmonella. No illness has been reported, but the nearly 700,000 bags affected were distributed across 35 states, including New York, California, Florida, and Texas. I'm Brian Clark, ABC News.
At 11:02, it's 86 degrees in downtown St. Louis. Feels like 91. I'm Tom Ackerman. We're in an extreme heat warning, and this is going to continue throughout the week. We have a lot of heat that is heading our way. Real feel temperatures extending into the 100s, 105, maybe even 110 as we go along this morning. A couple of traffic notes to pass along. A stalled vehicle 64 westbound before Boone's Crossing has the right shoulder closed. Lane still getting through there. We have a stall at 270 southbound right at 64 that has the right shoulder closed. But again, all lanes are open. Just be aware of those stalls as you're coming through. Also in 1 hour, the Pride Parade will step off in downtown St. Louis. Parts of Market Street are closed. Certainly close to our building here, we can see it out the window that there are a number of street closures. So just be aware of that as you get off downtown to head into the ball game today. The Cardinals play at 1:15 against the Marlins. More on that coming up on Sports on a Sunday morning. Right now, we have an update on new Illinois laws. 14 of them and a new state budget are taking effect in Illinois. This will begin Wednesday, and the changes cover everything from to-go cocktails to AI.
Illinois lawmakers are cracking down on artificial intelligence. People posting unauthorized or sexual AI images will face cyberbullying charges. Prosecutors can also file child porn charges for AI-generated explicit images of children. The state's roughly $56 billion budget takes effect. Governor J.B. Pritzker says the spending plan makes life more affordable. Republican critics say the budget continues a trend of unsustainable spending. Also starting July 1st,
it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Restaurants and bars can now sell to-go cocktails permanently in the state of Illinois. Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
Livestock owners are being urged by the Missouri Department of Agriculture to be on the lookout for the New World screwworm. Missouri currently doesn't have any cases, but outbreaks in other states have prompted new border crossing rules for livestock. Farmers are encouraged to maintain fly controls and carefully check their animals for rapidly growing wounds. Officials stress the screwworm poses no threat to the human food supply. As we prepare for the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, Missouri's top judge is calling for unity. Chief Justice Brent Powell gave an address this past week reflecting on America, calling on citizens to set aside differences like our founding fathers did.
Even today, it can be easy to let ourselves as Missourians be divided by our differences. Yes, we live in different parts of the state and have different cultures and beliefs. But as we celebrate this 4th of July, let us come together with patriotic spirit, united as Americans. Focus on promoting the virtues of life, liberty, and happiness as our founders so gallantly declared 250 years ago.
Chief Justice Powell adds, while the country has faced divisions over the last 2.5 centuries, the people's ongoing commitment to the rule of law is what keeps the nation great. Our weather today, it is going to be hot. We're in an extreme heat warning, and it extends throughout the week as we have temperatures hitting the 90s all 5 days this coming week. 94 Monday, 97 Tuesday, 95 Wednesday. Chance of rain and a thunderstorm Thursday, Friday, but temperatures still 92 degrees. And for the 4th of July, there is a chance of rain, otherwise a high of 90, and it is going to be humid on top of it. Right now, our humidity is at 73%. It's 86 degrees, feels like 91 downtown at the Arch. I'm Tom Ackerman, KMOX News.
From KMOX Sports, this is the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning. Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs. Now from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Last hour, we visited with John Mozeliak, the former Cardinals president of baseball operations and currently the interim general manager of the Angels. And he talked to us about how that came about and some of the things that are on his plate now. We heard from Kevin Kalish, the head coach of St. Louis University men's soccer. We talked some World Cup with him. And Tim Taylor, the director of player development for the St. Louis Blues, broke down the draft for us. Great to hear from those gentlemen. And we have 3 more big guests coming in the 11 o'clock hour. Matt Sebek of St. Louis City SC about this week's activity with the World Cup taking place in the United States, taking on Bosnia and Herzegovina, of all teams, on Wednesday, July 1st. That is a massive matchup, not only for St. Louis, but for Fox itself. I think their ratings in St. Louis will be really good, with over 60,000 Bosnians here and certainly a number of St. Louis fans. But I think most importantly to Matt, what's happening over at Energizer Park with their summer of soccer and their watch parties going on, that should be some scene over there. And then we'll be joined by Chaim Bloom, the Cardinals president of baseball operations. The Cardinals lineup is out. Bernie Miklasz will follow him to discuss Jordan Walker being out of the lineup today. Jordan taking a day off. Notice he's been chasing some pitches and his power numbers are down, and maybe just a breather that it was scheduled for him. But at any rate, Walker is not in the lineup today. J.J. Weatherholt is. He will lead off and play second base. Ivan Herrera, who was taking a massage gun to his bat yesterday in the dugout, I don't know if that was in jest or if he was trying to wake it up for real. But the Cardinals' offense has been slacking here. They've got to figure out how to get that thing rejuvenated. Maybe the massage gun will send good vibrations into the bat. Anyway, Herrera is batting second, and he's the DH today. Alec Burleson will play first base and bat third. Lars Nootbaar will take Walker's spot in right. Nootbaar is the right fielder and will bat cleanup today. Nootbaar is hitting .308 since he came back from his heel surgery. Mason Wynn is the shortstop. He bats fifth. Brian Torres is in left field, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Blaze Jordan. He will play third base. Then Nathan Church out in center field, where he's been pretty much locked into that position since Victor Scott II went down to the minors. He bats eighth, and Pedro Pajes is behind the plate today for Kyle Leahy. Again, that lineup is Weatherholt, Herrera, Burleson, Nootbaar, Wynn, Torres, Jordan, Church, and Pajes. Walker is sitting for today. Starting pitcher is Leahy, went 6 1/3 scoreless in his last start, so watch him now. It's a hot day, so they can really wear on a pitcher. We'll have to see if that bullpen is ready to go after yesterday. But the issue with this team is, to me, nothing more than the offense has gone silent. And yeah, I'd love to give credit to the Marlins, who look like a pretty decent team, but this is more about the offense just not being able to adjust, and they're going to have to figure it out. Things do hit the lulls. Things do occasionally hit a low point. The Cardinals have got to figure a way to revive it today, and they're going to face Tyler Phillips. Phillips is 1-2 with a 3.09 earned run average this season. Phillips' last start was against the Texas Rangers on the 22nd, and he went 6 innings. He allowed 2 runs on 5 hits, walked 3, struck out 4. Just your basic quality start for Phillips. So the Cardinals will have to knock down the New Jersey native. We'll see how that goes today. He's a right-hander, big boy, 6'5", 225. The Cardinals and the Marlins this afternoon. Chaim Bloom is with us at 11:30 and Bernie Miklasz at 11:45. Also happening today, the World Cup. The knockout rounds begin, and there's plenty of other things happening as well, as Lionel Messi became the first player to score in 7 consecutive World Cup games. His all-time scoring record is now 19 goals in the World Cup, as Argentina's group stage finale against Jordan went very well for Messi and for the Argentinians, as the Argentinians is the 39-year-old, just turned 39. He is one of only 3 players to score in 6 consecutive World Cup games, and now it's 7. Elsewhere, it was Serena Williams talking herself into accepting Wimbledon's offer to play singles. She is 44 years old, so looking forward to seeing that get going. And we have plenty happening in the world of golf and in tennis and everything else. We're going to focus, however, on the World Cup when we come back with Matt Sebek. Then we'll shift back to baseball with Chaim Bloom and Bernie Miklasz. I'm Tom Ackerman. It's great to have you along with us. Sports on a Sunday morning from the Stiefel Sports Studio. We'll be right back.
Gear up and tow safely this 4th of July weekend with help from Menards. From hitches to ratchet straps and everything in between, we've got all your hauling needs covered. Tow smarter with a Tow Smart ball mount trailer hitch. It's built with durable steel that resists rust and corrosion. Pick one up. On sale now through July 5th. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
As parents, we measure our child's life in firsts. First steps, first words. But for me, the most important was my son's first breath. Because of Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, that moment led to so many more. His first laugh, first birthday, the first time he said, "I love you, Mama." Make your pledge for patients today at homersforhealth.org to benefit the devoted fund. Your gift helps build a place where more childhood firsts are possible.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right nice soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898 or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
I keep going to the Circa Sports app because it's so easy. Every time I click on it, it gives me my options of sports, and then I go to World Cup, and immediately I get to see the changes in odds. And I've been telling you how much I love the Netherlands there. So take that for what you will. But I will say this about Circa Sports, and I don't know if you've ever seen this resort they have in Las Vegas with Stadium Swim. Oh, man. I would love to watch some games there. That looks like the greatest experience ever. But from hockey to basketball to baseball, we had some fun with all of that. Baseball is still going, but I got to tell you, the soccer is where it's at for me. I just think it's so much fun to follow on there. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting. It's sports betting the way it should be. High betting limits, player-friendly pricing, exceptional customer service. So whether you're looking for futures or props on players, Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight, Skin Cancer Awareness this summertime, and we're joined by Dr. Aubriana McAvoy, a WashU medicine surgeon.
Skin cancer is both common, but in many cases preventable. So you don't need to live in fear of the sun, but small habits really matter, like wearing sunscreen, protecting your children, and paying attention to any changes in your skin.
For more information, visit siteman.washu.edu.
Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. Cantor is local, and we're here doing the work every day. We're right here in St. Louis, and we're ready to fight for you. CantorInjuryLaw.com or call 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
Now, back to the Great Bar Sports on a Sunday morning on 104.1 KMOX. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Drew Young and Johnny Camp are our producers today. I am Tom Ackerman here in the air-conditioned studios of KMOX. But hydrate out there before you head out to the ball game. It is going to be a hot one. Joining us from St. Louis City SC is Chief Experiences Officer Matt Sebek. I love chatting with Matt. How are you, Matt?
I'm good, Tom. Same, buddy, same.
Yeah, it's been a long time that we've known each other, and I've really watched from afar and a little bit on the inside of how you have helped build the game day experience at City. And it's not just MLS games, but it's days like you're going to have on July 1st. You want to make it the great experience, the best that you can for soccer fans, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, this is it's hard to believe we're in year 4 of Major League Soccer now, and 5th year with the club personally. And I think the job is, continue to deliver a great match day experience at Energizer Park. And for those that have been to the game, I think it's a good time. But what the World Cup does for us now in the summer is allows us to grow the game. So, if you haven't watched a professional soccer match or experienced kind of all these, international cultures colliding, it's a fun experience. So we're really hoping to attach ourselves to that whirlwind and be here for that next generation of fans when the World Cup ends here.
For some, it might be their first time inside Energizer Park. Maybe they can't afford a ticket, or it hasn't worked out for them schedule-wise, so they get a chance to see the building and be part of it.
Doubt. I mean, I think, soccer right now is the conversation at really every dinner table around the region and certainly around America. So, our job right now is to make sure that those people that are seeing it for the first time know that, hey, we have a professional team and a great stadium experience right here in our backyard. So, yeah, I mean, those new fans, we're ready, willing, and open arms, ready to, welcome them down to Energizer Park.
So how does it work? You park like you normally would, and then how do you get in, and what goes on inside and outside the stadium?
So, on Wednesday, we're actually hosting our watch party at Ballpark Village. So this is a first for us. We've hosted a couple watch parties for the first 3 U.S. men's national team games at the stadium, hosted a few thousand people coming to check it out. But now I think the stakes are higher, and the party's going to be even bigger. So we're joining forces with Ballpark Village, who have created their own kind of amazing experience down there, and that'll take place Wednesday night. It's free. It's open to all. The game starts at 7, but doors will open really, really early. We'll have plenty of entertainment down there. It'll be hosted. We'll have plenty of giveaways, some players down there, great music, great food. I can't wait. Wednesday is going to be, I think, really something for the ages.
Can you believe they're playing, of all teams, Bosnia and Herzegovina? Are you kidding me?
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be incredible. I mean, we hosted Bosnia in a friendly. It was their last competitive match before the World Cup. They played Panama in our stadium a few weeks ago. And, again, I think for St. Louisans to see this international fan base show up and how they support their squad, it really turned a lot of heads. So it is somewhat ironic or serendipitous now that our home country has to play them in the next round.
If they win this, will you go? Have you announced this yet? Or are you going to go back to Energizer Park, or is this just Ballpark Village for the time being?
One round at a time. I think we'll see. We love spreading the love, spreading the party out. But, I think Wednesday's going to be awesome. I
did see inside Ballpark Village. It is decked out because they actually do have experience throwing watch parties. My daughter kind of accidentally walked into when Mexico was playing. She had some friends who wanted to go see Ballpark Village when they were in town. And boom, they walked right into the watch party, one of them for Mexico. I mean, it is a great space. It really is.
Yeah, and you mentioned, the Mexico one. I mean, I think every bar in St. Louis has been doing such a good job throwing watch parties, hosting people, but for the Colombia and Mexico games, Ballpark Village it's been a scene. So, we're going to join that party for the U.S. team on Wednesday night.
Well, now, when you watch this, what are some of the other things that people can do to sort of get involved with St. Louis City SC outside of this watch party? Because the whole summer has been connected to your place in the soccer culture here in St. Louis and kind of riding this wave of the World Cup.
Yeah, I think, friends, family, and maybe some coworkers beginning of the World Cup are like, oh, it's great. A little bit of a break before second half of our season. But it certainly has not been that at all. We were doing something every day of the World Cup, again, just to be a part of that growth and to ride the wave of the World Cup. So watch parties are this big, visible, high energy moment, but every other day of the week, we're hosting free soccer clinics. Last week we were out at Jackie Joyner Foundation. We hosted a youth tournament with Veta Sports. We really are just trying to make soccer accessible. We've seen over 3,000 kids this summer already. So it's been really a lot of fun, both in the high energy moments and ones where we're just giving kids an opportunity to play soccer for the first time. You played soccer at the collegiate level. I mean, when you watch this United States men's national team, what jumps out to you? Just, the professionalism. It's most of these players are playing at such a high level in, the best leagues around the world, including Major League Soccer here. So it's been a lot of fun. We've had, Brad Davis has been involved with our club this summer as well. And, ironically, we're the same age, grew up playing together. And I think every time we get together, it's just kind of shake our heads at, the crowds and the stadiums and the environment. So amazing what the game how it's grown really in the past 20, 30 years. It's remarkable. I see that City 2 is hosting Austin FC 2 tonight at Energizer Park. I think people need to be reminded that City 2 is still going here. They are, yes. They have kind of a weird home game here in the World Cup, and that one should be really well attended. We're working with a couple youth groups to have them out at the stadium. So, again, like City 2 is one of those places people can go if they haven't been to a first team match at Energizer Park. These matches are a bit more like a minor league baseball experience, cheap food, cheap tickets, and a really cool environment where the players stick around, sign autographs. So it's just really fun for the whole family. Now, going back to the big team, St. Louis City SC, people might want to know, when does their Major League Soccer season resume at Energizer Park? That would be July 16th. That Thursday, you'll be back at it that night against Sporting KC. Which I think has been fun. I like the little back and forth between the two of you. Always. Yeah, we've got some fun up our sleeves for that one to get people excited. I bet.
What is that? Just a couple of things left. This is Matt Sebek, Chief Experiences Officer. What has that been like for you to be part of? I watch you down there. You're hustling down there. You're delivering the game ball. You've got big celebrities coming in. It's a big thing to get those big names in there each and every game. But it has been, I think, a lot of fun to see the collaboration between all the teams and people.
Yeah, it's still so much fun, and I think that match ball presentation is our version of the first pitch, and it's high energy, but to only have 17 home matches a year is hard to plan some of these big names that are either from St. Louis or they're dropping into St. Louis, 1 or 2 weekends a year. So even in year 4, we still have these celebrities like a Jackie Joyner I mentioned, or Nelly, or Cedric the Entertainer, Andy Cohen, that they hear about the experience. They want to come see it for themselves. So that's been a lot of fun.
The St. Louis City SC watch party to watch Team USA take on Bosnia and Herzegovina is happening at Ballpark Village this Wednesday, July 1st. Now, I know they open early, Matt, so you can kind of slip in there a little early, I would think, if you want to get a seat.
Yeah, they'll open really early on Wednesday, expecting a big crowd. But, they've got the great thing about Ballpark Village is, the ability to expand. So we'll have obviously the main arena with the main viewing experience opened up, but Sport and Social, the plaza, all the little surrounding areas, it will be unavoidable, trust me.
I bet. It's going to be an absolute blast to be in downtown St. Louis for all of that. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate it. All the best to you this week, and we'll see if Team USA can move on to the next round.
Always a pleasure, Tom. Thanks, buddy.
Great to visit with Matt Sebek here on KMOX. Tom Ackerman with you. Coming up next, it's Cardinals President of Baseball Operations, Chaim Bloom. Back in a moment on KMOX.
Here's a World Soccer Championship recap.
Brought to you by Lowe's. Members get more at Lowe's. And by the first ever Infiniti QX65. Group K came to an end with Colombia and Portugal fighting hard to win the group. And in the end, after a 0 draw, it was Colombia who took the top spot, while the Democratic Republic of Congo needed a win to move on to the round of 32. And they got it by scoring 3 unanswered goals against Uzbekistan. Colombia now face Ghana, Portugal against Croatia, and DR Congo take on England. I'm Fernando Carlos.
Julius Krasanik here, celebrating 54 years in this industry. My family owns Wholesale Siding Depot. That's WSDepot.com. Our seasoned customer service group has over 200 years of combined siding, window, and door experience. My grandson Elijah says,
"Are you kidding me?"
Tired of companies that like to apply pressure to sell you high-priced fiberglass or wood windows? We offer the Anderson Fibrex family of windows in styles and colors, including black, at wholesale prices. What are you waiting for? We sell truckloads of siding, windows, and doors from CertainTeed, Anderson, Viwinco, Provia, and other major brands, all at wholesale prices, while offering a free contractor referral service for your expert installation needs. Keep it local, family, and professional. Visit WSDepot.com. That's WSDepot.com.
Hi, this is Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. This is it. Make no mistake, this is your last chance to live in the beautiful Cotterville Trails. We have a wide variety of market-ready homes and several home sites on a cul-de-sac that back to common ground. Save over $58,000 plus special 4.75% financing on select homes for qualified buyers. Visit McKelveyHomes.com. Isn't it time to move up to McKelvey?
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
At Easy Cater, we believe every workday gets better with great food. The 9 a.m. staff meeting? How about breakfast burritos and lots of coffee? Big client presentation at noon? Let's do Mediterranean bowls. Accounting's gotta work late. Keep them pepped up with spicy noodles. With Easy Cater, you get a huge variety of favorite restaurants with tools to help meet dietary needs and stay on budget, all on one platform. So make every workday better with Easy Cater. Start an order at easycater.com.
KMOX Weekend at your service. Sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
Now, back to the Great Bar Sports on a Sunday morning on 104.1 KMOX. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back to the show. Cardinal baseball this afternoon at 1:15. The Cardinals and the Marlins, who have been tough on the Cardinals here these first two games. We're joined by President of Baseball Operations, Chaim Bloom. Good morning, Chaim.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. The Marlins got you the first couple games, and it's really the story has been the offense has taken a bit of a step back. I guess this game really is, it's about adjusting to the best pitching coaches in the world, as I like to say. They'll find what you don't do well, and they'll try to exploit it.
Yeah, and obviously we have been in a little bit of a lull offensively now for a little bit. It is part of the season. There are going to be those ups and downs, but not something to take lightly, and certainly want to give credit to the opposing pitchers and the opposing staffs, as you mentioned, for doing a good job game planning against us, but certainly want to turn it around, and hopefully we'll be able to do that today. Hopefully the bats will warm up along with the weather.
I see Jordan Walker is out of the lineup, just getting a little rest.
Yeah, you zoom out and you look at what he's done, and he's one of a few guys that pretty much have played just about every single day. And when you actually look around the league, that's pretty impressive. It's pretty rare, especially at this age, that guys are able to do that. Obviously, no secret, the last little stretch has been a tougher one for him. So it gives him a chance to take a breath and reset and take advantage of the off day as well tomorrow, and hopefully be ready for this sprint to the All-Star break when we come out of it.
The Cardinals taking on the Marlins team that has made this National League wildcard race very interesting. But I know that this is a big picture organization right now, and a lot of us like to talk about the wild card race and about the standings because it's right there in front of us. That's exciting, and I know that's fun for everybody involved. But you have said this over and over that this is about the original plan and the long run of trying to make this team sustainable championship-wise for a long time.
Yeah, and I just want to be really, really clear about this, that we, of course, care about the standings. And, of course, every single day we're looking to win. And we want to win, like I said, every single day, and we want to win this season. We just need to make sure that we don't let that get in the way of the goals that we have. That's not really going to serve us or our fans or anybody if we get distracted and we start trying to run a lot of different directions at once. And, in a lot of ways, I don't think that's really new for the Cardinals. This organization, for as long as I've been in baseball, has always done a really nice job of staying focused on the big picture, making sure that tomorrow is taken care of as well as today. And obviously that led to so much winning over the years. And so, we're really just trying to stay in that lane. I think, as I said in the fall, I think we now find ourselves in a position where it was a little bit of an unfamiliar position for this organization, and so there might be some tougher choices and a little more eye on the long view than maybe has always been the case. But, in terms of just trying to win consistently, including today, but also including the big picture, to me, that's nothing new. It's just making sure we keep our eye on the ball, we don't get distracted and start getting off course, because that's ultimately not going to get us where we want to go. And frankly, it probably won't get us where we want to go in the short term either, when you really have no plan and you start getting distracted and taking a lot of side roads.
Chaim, we started this. I asked you about the offense, but certainly if you want to be successful this season, you have to have your rotation in place. You have to have that foundation. Let's discuss first. We'll kind of go through them. Dustin May, what's the latest with him? Did we lose him? Oh, there he is. What's the latest?
I'm losing you a little bit here.
We don't want.
The only thing I heard you say was Dustin May, and I lost everything else.
Oh, we don't want to do that. What's the latest with Dustin May? Give us the latest on him, if you would. Did we lose him again?
Jeez.
That's all right.
Yeah, you know what? I just topped off Wi-Fi here, so hopefully the phone signal can carry us through. You were asking about the latest on Dustin?
You sound pretty good there now. Yeah. What's the latest on Dustin May?
So, he came out of that complete game. Obviously, it was incredibly impressive, but something that he hasn't done at any point, really in his life. When you think about going 9, because obviously when you're playing youth baseball, when you're playing in high school, there are not 9 innings. So it was really impressive, and you want to take care of a guy coming out of that. And he was also feeling it a little bit in his low back, and it just seemed that this was a good time to give him a blow. So we've got him teed up for that Atlanta series, and he's been trending great. Heading towards that, and we just thought we do a little skip here. Because of the off day, we have the ability to do that without it being too disruptive, and we can have him in a really good spot rather than constantly trying to dig out of a hole and chase this thing.
You have Kyle Leahy going today, and while Leahy raised some eyebrows with some of his starts, I guess, I have maintained that he looks like a starter to me. I mean, it's his assortment of pitches, his demeanor, and here he goes, 6 1/3 scoreless his last start, and he's pitching today, Chaim.
Yeah, well, hopefully we see more of the same. There are some things that he's been able to unlock, some really subtle mechanical tweaks that I think have allowed him to access better velocity and hold it deeper into games. Again, we've talked about it. Obviously there's been starts he would be the first to tell you that aren't up to his standards. But when you look at, as you said, his arsenal, when you look at his demeanor, how thoughtful he is about his craft, it makes you want to give him some rope to be able to show that he can do this, because he really puts in all of the necessary work that you would want to see to give you confidence that he can continue to grow in this role.
Palante absolutely has grown into his role as a starter. He has established himself, hasn't he, at this point?
Yeah, I mean, again, we never take anything for granted like we've talked about. We talked about it earlier in the season when we were talking about Jordan. It applies to the whole team. There's never a point where you say, hey, I did it, mission accomplished, I've established myself. We all, every single one of us in this game, we all have to earn our spots every single day. And so I don't think Andre would tell you anything different. But when you look at the strides that he's made, again, Ollie pointed this out earlier in the week. It's a really good lesson. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves too. There were a lot of points last year where it would have been really easy to throw in the towel and really to give up on him. And he did not do that for himself. Our staff did not do that. We didn't do that as an organization. And this year we've been reaping the benefits of that. As for Michael McGreevy, is there anything that you would be concerned about with him? I mean, he looks the part. I guess my favorite thing about McGreevy is how he bounces back from any sort of adversity he goes through. Yeah, he's a tough kid. It's funny because he's obviously such a pleasant guy and an incredible conversationalist and good sense of humor, really sharp, so many wonderful interpersonal qualities. But he goes out there and competes, and he's tough. And he doesn't back down from any challenge. He's not afraid of anything. And like you pointed out, he does a really good job of turning the page. You have to learn from things that don't go your way, but then you got to turn the page and be ready for the next one, win or lose, whether it goes well, whether it doesn't go well. You want to take the lessons you can from it and then apply it to the next time. He's done a wonderful job of that. Obviously, the guy on the other side was excellent as well, and we weren't able to take down that win, but he did his part and really did a fantastic job. Had good stuff and navigated that lineup really well and never seemed, out of control of that game at any point. Which brings us to Liberator, who I feel like I know pretty well. He is very intelligent, first of all. He understands the game and is a student of the game. And maybe I'm wrong, Chaim, but I think I'm right about this because I said it on the air earlier. A lot of people are like, just put him in the bullpen. Well,
that would indicate to me that you don't see him as a starter anymore. If you just suddenly said, you know what, I don't think he can be a starter anymore, that's when you see him assume a bullpen role. Am I wrong about that? I would think that you would put him in Memphis as a starter before you would throw him into the bullpen.
Yeah, look, we certainly haven't talked about Memphis with him, but, I think to look at him and say that this guy cannot be a big league starter, I think we're just selling him and ourselves short, and we have to put our heads together and do everything we can to help him get back to a higher level of performance, because there are a lot of things there that lead you to think that he can do it, including some of the things we've seen from him in the past and even earlier this year. What we need to figure out is to try to figure out a way to stop the bleeding, stop those big innings. And, too often there's a pattern of, we're unable to finish hitters or finish the inning, and then it spins out on us. The last outing against Arizona was a perfect example of that. You go back and look at that. Obviously there was a soft hit in that inning, and then there was also, he had, if I recall correctly, he had Vargas 0-2, and then lost him, and that led to a big hit, and then before you know it, we've given up 6 runs. So these things do happen, but we got to find a way to minimize that they are happening. But it's not like he's just getting walloped wire to wire. There are things that appear to be adjustable, appear to be controllable. We have to find a way to get him there. And, he's the type of guy, because of those qualities you mentioned, that there is a higher ceiling than this there. There's always going to be competition in this game, to your point. None of us ever are on scholarship. He knows that. We all know that. But, for us to look at him and to say he can't do this, I think frankly, that's almost the easy way out, because he will unlock this at some point, and we got to make sure that we're doing everything we can to help him do that.
Chaim Bloom is with us. One more thing on pitching. The Real Third Man texts in from YouTube and says, Chaim, if you'd be so kind, explain your involvement in pioneering piggybacking with the Rays, going back to 2018 and 19. He says, what is your opinion on its viability now, considering the Cardinals situation?
Yeah, he's probably giving me too much credit. Pioneer. I mean, it's funny. I worked with someone for a long time in my career, a long time minor league instructor who sadly is no longer with us. He used to say, "Take the credit, you'll get the blame." But that being the case, I think that's still giving me a little too much credit. I was fortunate to be a part of a group that was unafraid to think about things a little differently when we thought that they would, when we thought that doing so would help us win. It wasn't just to be different for different sake. It was to be different in the interest of getting the most out of our players and winning. And so in that spirit, I think we should be thinking about everything. We did that, we got a taste of that a little bit earlier in this season with what we did with Hunter Dobbins for those couple games prior to his start in New York. This is something you're seeing more and more around the league. As you alluded to, my last couple of years with the Rays, we started to use openers a little more often to try to set some of our less experienced starting pitchers up for success. And now you don't hear as much about the opener anymore. That's not because there's fewer of them. It's that there's actually more. It's just that it's kind of commonplace. It's on the menu. It's an option that organizations will use sometimes when it makes sense. So those are things we should talk about. We obviously should talk about anything that keeps our players safe and healthy and that leads us to have a better chance to win. And we do. So, we'll see, especially as we're entering a stretch where, following tomorrow, outside of the All-Star break, we now know because of that reschedule, we're not going to have an off day until August, except for the break. So we're going to have to get creative within that. Sometimes that makes it a little harder to do some of those things with your pitching staff because you have to maximize innings out of your starters. But, certainly knowing that we have some arms in AAA and expect to continue to over the course of the summer that deserve some opportunity, we're going to look at any and all ways when the time's right, when they're ready for it, for them to help us win.
Last thing before we go, I had John Mozeliak on the show earlier, and he acknowledged the succession plan, a bit of a tip of the cap to you and how that has gone. And here he is in a somewhat similar situation as he is trying to navigate the Angels here for the time being. Yeah,
really cool. First of all, amazing get for the Angels to have someone with Mo's accomplishment and experience on board to do this project. It's going to be great for them and a really cool setup for Mo as well. I got to catch up with him for a little bit about it, and we actually talked about that it was kind of a unique situation, but that was part of the appeal. And you hope that by executing it smoothly, doing it well, it kind of creates a roadmap, not just, for him and the Angels, but, hopefully for other clubs. Hopefully we pull this off in such a way that people want to copy us. That's what you want to have happen. And, he's going to do some great things there. It's an amazing privilege to get to work with him for those couple years and build that relationship, and really, really good news for that organization to have him and his experience and his baseball brain looking at that organization and setting it up for the future.
Appreciate both of you for what you've done for this show, and thank you for the time today. Good luck against the Marlins.
Sounds good. Let's get a win and then head down south.
Let's do it. Chaim Bloom with us on KMOX. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Cardinals have the day off tomorrow. They visit the Braves starting Tuesday. Bernie Miklasz is next.
The soundtrack of classic rock is coming to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater August 6th. Leonard Skinner and Foreigner joining forces for one epic night of legendary hits and unforgettable memories. It's the Double Trouble Double Vision Tour. From Sweet Home Alabama to Cold as Ice. Don't miss your chance to experience these two Rock and Roll Hall of Fame acts in one incredible show. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for Your Retirement Highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
The summer's finally here, and it's time to take advantage of Zero Res's best deal of the summer. Don't let rising gas prices stop you from having a clean and healthy home. Zero Res is keeping comfort affordable with powerful cleaning at a price families can feel good about. Zero Res can handle every surface in your home: carpets, tile, grout, hardwood, laminate, upholstery, rugs, air ducts, and more. This month, get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $129. Take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResSTL.com and ask for the DGS special.
Highly recommend Chesterfield Fence and Deck for all of your outdoor living needs. ChesterfieldFence.com is how you get started. ChesterfieldFence.com. You can visit their showroom as well in Chesterfield Valley. You're absolutely going to love them. You can transform your backyard. High-quality fence installation, deck building, outdoor living solutions for the last 60 years. Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Fences, decks, pergolas, patios, sunrooms, you name it, they do it. Whether you're upgrading to a sleek, sustainable fence, a timeless wood deck, whatever it is, they're here to help you create the outdoor space of your dreams. Get a free quote by going to ChesterfieldFence.com and have them schedule a consultation for you. Mention me, Tom Ackerman, 20% off your next outdoor project with Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. You can too. YourEyeDoc.com.
A common question I receive is, how is the market right now? It just seems so volatile. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. If you want to buy or sell but feel overwhelmed by the whiplash of the market, then let's talk. With over 23 years as a broker, I have the exact experience you need to help you navigate this tricky market. Call me at 314-441-4444. 314-441-all-4s. And remember, why pay more than 2?
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they were very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They were in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
No pain, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines.
These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM KMOX. Now, back to the Great Bar Sports on a Sunday morning on 104.1 KMOX. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
All right, I get a good 7 minutes with Bernie Miklasz. I'll take it. Bernie, what's happening?
Not much, man. Good to be with you as always.
Always good to be with you. Not often that you get the two presidents of baseball operations on the same show. John Mozeliak was on today along with Chaim Bloom. Good to hear from both of them. It's been an interesting weekend, hasn't it?
It has. I mean, I'm happy for Mo. He's got a chance. Let me put it to you this way. If John Mozeliak can take over the Angels and put in a model that's going to get them back on track rather than they take every season like it's the end of the world and they make all these short-sighted moves and they just keep losing more ground. If he can stabilize that thing and come up with a coherent draft plan, a coherent player development system with the proper resources and just they just need a whole brand new model because obviously what they're doing isn't working under Artie Moreno. So this is a great opportunity for Mo. If anyone's wondering whether he still has his fastball as a way to put it, he's got a great chance to prove that he does. And it's interesting because he's being billed as the interim, but I've been doing some legwork on all this. I mean, there's a chance it's more than that. So we'll wait and see, but he's got to decide whether he can work with Artie Moreno and have autonomy, because that's been an issue for everybody there. And if he can't have autonomy, I think he'll be happy to be a short-term employee and help them get stabilized and hire the next GM. But there's a chance it could evolve into something longer, so we'll see.
Yeah, he wouldn't, go too far with some of my questions on that, but I'm just happy that he took the call and the interview, and I appreciate it. I don't know, a lot of people, I don't know if anyone's mentioned this or not, but Whitey Herzog was the GM of the Angels for a couple of years, 93 and 94. Bernie, how about this club, the St. Louis Cardinals? Assess them if you would, or should we be concerned about this 4-game losing skid? Have they taken a significant step back?
Well, I was talking to a friend of mine. I mean, there's a couple things. There's no need for people to go nuts and panic and, race through the streets, screaming fire and all that stuff. But it's also silly to kind of act like everything's fine. The answer is it's somewhere in the middle. And the fact is, since the end of April, the Cardinals have a losing record. They're 24-25. Since May the 20th, they're 5 games under 500. And the offense, not on the road. This is I'm going to keep talking about this until people actually pay attention to me, which I think is a lost cause. But anyway, the Cardinals offense, if you put them on the road, they're very, very good. Busch Stadium is playing very, very difficult this year. More difficult than many years. And at home, they just cannot generate much offense. They are they're like a top 5 offensive team on the road, and they're like a bottom 6 or 7 team at home offensively. And just to kind of flush that out for you, I mean, they've only averaged like 3.5 runs at home this month, and they've scored 4 or less. And 4, by the way, is below league average, because the league average is like 4.6 runs. So they've scored below average number of runs this month in or really since the beginning of April. Like 67.5% of their home games, they've been 4 runs or less. It's gotten really, really bad in recent days, but I would politely push back on those who act like this is just something that just started. It's been going on for quite a while.
Yeah, it is a long season, and a lot of these players have not been through or have had sustainable long offensive seasons, to be honest with you. What about Matthew Liberatore? We have seen a track record from him where he has had some struggles. It's been since really earlier last year that he's had some issues getting through games. He is the scheduled starter Tuesday, Bernie.
Well, you go back to the beginning of June last year, and he's got that's a lot of starts. He's got a bottom 5 ERA, and that's among 90 some pitchers. So the results simply haven't been there. Although every now and then you see why, maybe some reasons why they're reluctant to give up on him as a starting pitcher. Of course, I listen to Chaim Bloom, and I've raised so much cane about this. I'm almost tired of hearing myself talk because they've made, in other words, they've made their decision. So no matter how many of us holler about it, they're going to stick with it. And I think, Tom, when Ali Marmol was with us last week on Gas House Gang, he brought up Andre Palante, and he rightfully, correctly mentioned that last year, me and many people were basically saying, you got to get him out of the rotation. He stinks. He's not any good. He's never going to get any better. And he's turned into a good starting pitcher this year. So the Cardinals have that as a reference point and an example of why, especially in a year like this that's been set aside for development and discovery, you don't need to pull the plug prematurely. You shouldn't do that. Now, I'm not endorsing that. I'm just saying I understand what their position is on it.
Yeah, I get it. I do. That said, we don't have to love what we see. And I think Tuesday's another big one and a tough assignment. I mean, at Atlanta, the Braves are the best team in the NL East, although they've slipped back a little bit. Phillies are starting to catch that.
They're having a lot of pitching problems. The Cardinals offense will break out down there. If they don't, I'll be really surprised. So yeah, Libby and all the pitchers down there are going to have to tighten it up because I think based on recent trends, the Cardinals are going to have a good series with the bats. But it's going to be if they do, it's going to be up to the pitchers to hold the fort, so to speak.
Have a great day today, buddy. Always great having you on KMOX.
You take care, Tom. See you, buddy.
See you. Bernie Miklasz with us on KMOX. Cardinal baseball is coming up next. Joe Pott has pregame from Busch Stadium.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments,